Hi, so this is going to be my January wrap-up video. So I'm not going to mention or go over all the books that I mentioned in my year-thon wrap-up because those are just going to be included in my numbers right now, which was a total of 30 books and a total of 8,759 pages for January. Okay, so most of them were ebooks. I'm going to talk about a few of the ebooks, but not all of them. We actually had this open. So the first ebook was The Raven King. I'm not sure if I mentioned I was reading that in the last book. I think I did. But yeah, I was reading The Raven King, and I finished it. And The Raven King by Maggie Steve Otter. It was so good. Like, that whole series was so good. But I was left with questions. That was the only thing I didn't like. Like, I still had some unanswered questions. I don't remember those unanswered questions right now, but I still had them. So I need, like, a little mini series. Like, what are those things called? And they have, like, the little mini books. Prequels, sequels, in betweenals, those things. I need one of those for the Raven Cycle. But overall, I gave the book 5 out of 5 or 10 out of 10 because it was good. And I need those in physical form. I only have them in ebooks. That was great. A great series. This book right this ebook, I didn't give it any stars. I didn't finish. I didn't put when I started it or when I finished it. Don't know what the hell happened with that. Let's just skip right over this. I read High Society by Ally Carter. Every time I say that name, I laugh because, like I said, that's my niece's name. So yeah, this book is definitely middle grade-ish. I would definitely I'm gonna give it back to my niece. Say yes, you can read this because it was cute. I think this book would have worked better for me as a movie. Like, I could have watched this on TV versus reading it. It was okay. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't nothing bad about it. I was just bored. But it reminded me of like Ocean's 11 or like an Italian Job kind of book. So I think it would definitely work as a movie. Better than, like I said, better than a book. Then I read these books like seriously back to back. I got this book from Book Outlet, I'm pretty sure. Right after I got the other book, The Remedy Chronicles #1, then I got #2 from Book Outlet, and then I had to run out after I read book 2 and buy this from Barnes and Nobles. Luckily they had like a 4 for 20 YA book sale. So this book, and you see how huge this book is. It's like 679 pages. This book is huge, but I marathon these things because it was so good. This is definitely going on my top trilogy list. In fact, I don't have, but it's having in my head. Everything is good about this series. The main character is great. I don't like politics. The politics are very interesting. The villain very interesting and likable, but like not likable, but you like love to hate him kind of villain. Like really good villain. Yeah. Even the love triangle wasn't that bad. It was a love triangle done right. Like everything was done right in this trilogy. Like, if you read the first book, it didn't care for it that much, like, because it was kind of slow or introducing the world in the first book. I would definitely still keep reading it because I think I gave the first book 4 stars and I gave the next 2 books 5 stars because it was very good. Very, very good books. Then I read Snow Like Ashes. This book has been on my shelf for a while. Like one of my first Book Outlet purchases. I mean, look at this at the cover. The chakram, like, come on. It was very, very pretty. And then it has, like, this is part, I think it's winter, and then this is the other court. I can't remember. I think it was autumn or something, or maybe. I never even noticed that until literally right now. So pretty. This series starts off with a lot of, what's it called? Like, storytelling or world building or whatever. And then it gets better and better as the time goes on. Even though the main character, I didn't really like her in the beginning, then she got better. And it left in like it had like a lot of twists and cliffhanger kind of stuff that makes me want to pick up the next books, but I'll do that eventually. The series was interesting. I gave the first book 4 stars. I'll definitely keep reading it. So no. Then I read this book, which is J.R. Ward's Stark Lover, which is the first book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. Like, I got recommended this book a very, very long time ago, and then I kept getting recommended it, and then it was mentioned in another book, which is going to check off one of my Pop Sugar challenges. Is it? I think it did. Yeah, I think it does check off one of my one of the challenges. Anyways, it was like a book mentioned in a book or something. I think that was one of the challenges, but then I can't find it on the list. A book mentioned in a book. I don't know. Yeah, I got recommended this book a million times. I finally got around to reading it, and I got it from Amazon on the spur of the moment. It reminded me a lot of the Dark Country novels. I don't know which series came first, but I don't know if it was coincidental or not, but these series were a lot alike to me. It was good. It wasn't something that made me hurry up and go out and buy the rest of the series or whatever, but it was okay. Like, I'm not, like, I've mentioned this before, but books, series that go from one character to the next character to the next character to the next character, they don't hold my interest a lot. Like, I'll read them for fun or whatever, but it's not something that I like all the time. So I'll get to those books. If I see them in a thrift store or whatever, I'll pick them up or whatever. What else did I want to talk about? Is that it? Oh yeah, the Pop Sugar list. Check off. For these, I'm probably going to be either stop doing them, or if I like read a book and I recognize something from the challenge, like I see something from the challenge in the book, I may keep doing them. But I'm not going to stress myself out, because I found myself doing that, stressing myself out about, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that for the challenge or whatever, and I can't do that. So, because if I find a book of letters randomly, maybe I'll get a book of letters or a book, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna actively stress myself out for this challenge, because that takes the fun out of reading. But okay, so a book that's been on your TB read list for a long time, Looking for Alaska. So I checked that off. A book about a person with a disability. I had read an ebook called A Family Affair. So a girl had Down syndrome, or one of the characters had Down syndrome. So I checked that off. A book, I don't know what that says. That's not even checked off. Okay, my bad. A book with a title that's a character's name, Blue Lily Blue. Yeah, Blue Lily Blue, which is one of the Raven Cycle books. A novel set during wartime. So I don't know if I cheated or not during this thing, because I'm not sure if I was supposed to pick like a real war, like World War I or II or something. I picked a war that happened in one of these dystopian novels. Just Snow Like Ashes. They were going through a war, so I picked that. A book. Lord. Okay, so I think I can check some of these off, but I just didn't. So I'll just mention them in the next video, in February's video. A bestseller for 2016, The Raven King. A book from a genre/subgenre you've never heard of. And these are, right here, these are some of the advanced checklist books. I picked anthologies. Like, I was reading an ebook series, and like I looked at the categories and it said anthologies. I was like, okay, I've never seen that in the genre before, so that's why I used to check that off. And then a book with an eccentric character. I picked The Dream Thieves, which is another Raven Cycle book, because all those characters were very eccentric. So yeah, I think that is all for this video. I will see you in February. Thank you for watching. Bye.